Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. And today I am making the announcement for the February book for Peter's Book Club. And I am so very excited. And it's interesting because the book that I picked was like right in front of my face. And it just seemed like such a perfect pick when I figured it out. And I was like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that until now? And I was like going through all these books and I was trying to figure it out, but we'll get into that in just a second. Before I do get into that, I want to make an announcement, and that is that the January book, which is I'm the Girl by Courtney Summers, I had done a giveaway of that book where I gave away 3 signed copies. Courtney gave away 3 signed copies. She worked with me and was very sweet to contact me and say that she was willing to do that. So I did a video, first of all, where I announced that I was going to do that, which was huge book club surprise, and that was 2 weeks ago that I did that video, okay? Then I did a video called Surprise Book Club Announcement and so much more. And in that video, I announced the 3 winners of the signed copies. Of those 3 winners, only one of those winners has reached out to me, okay? So I don't know if the other 2 people don't want their books. I don't know if the other 2 people didn't see that video. I have no clue. So if you think that you might have won and you didn't watch the announcement video, go and watch the announcement video. The video is called Surprise Book Club Announcement and so much more. And in there I announced the 3 winners. I am going to wait until Monday to see if I hear from the other 2 people. If I do not hear from the other 2 people by Monday, I am going to just randomly give the other 2 copies away to people that I know would love the book, that are people that read the books that I talk about regularly on my channel and that are part of the book clubs and things like that. So I'm just going to pick 2 people randomly and just give their names to Courtney, because what I'm doing is giving her the names and the addresses, and then she's sending them directly from her to, or from the publisher or something like that, to that person. And so like I said, one person has reached out to me, but I do want the other 2 people to get their books if they won, or because they won, and I don't want them to 6 weeks from now watch the video and be like, hey, I won and I never got my copy. So full disclosure, you have to contact me by Monday, okay? I don't know of any other way to contact you. So anyway, so that's the first thing. Okay, the second thing is, I'm very excited about the February book that I have picked for Peter's Book Club. So if you don't know, Peter's Book Club is the book club that I do on Instagram. I make the announcement on Instagram and over here, and then I do a review at the end of the month. Now, I will tell you, my reading is kind of slow this month. I am finishing up Flame and Fortune by Jana Deleon today, and then I'm going to start the True Crime Book Club for this month and finish it this weekend, and then the beginning of next week, which will be the end of January, I'm going to read I'm the Girl by Courtney Summers. So sometime next week, I will be doing my review of I'm the Girl, so it'll probably be the first week of February that I'll be doing the review of the January book. But I wanted to pick a book that I'm trying to every month pick books that I would really love to read. And so I was going in and I was like Google searching cozy mysteries, like the first book in cozy mysteries, and I was trying to figure out, because I thought, well, this would be so much fun because you guys know that I love to read cozy mysteries. And so I thought, well, if I pick like the first book of a new series, because there's a lot of them that are coming out, then that would be a way for us to start a cozy mystery series together, right? And I actually found like 3 or 4 that I thought would be good. And then I was just going through Twitter one night, and I had actually already pre-ordered this book because this is one of my favorite authors of life. But for some reason, I don't know why it didn't connect with me. The book just came out like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I don't even know why. I think it came out 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I didn't even connect that this was like a brand new book. Like, I don't know why, because I've seen him talk about it so much, and, you know, giving out advanced reader copies and doing book signings and talking about it and so much stuff. So that is Grady Hendrix, and his new book is called How to Sell a Haunted House. Okay, I'll put the cover up here somewhere. And Grady Hendrix is probably, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know I am like such a huge fan of Grady Hendrix work. The very first book of his that I read was My Best Friend's Exorcism. It was fantastic, and actually they made a movie out of it. I believe the movie is on Amazon Prime, and I watched the movie, I think I watched it this summer sometime. The movie is not bad. I wouldn't say it's fantastic. It's not a horrible adaptation of the movie, but it's not the greatest adaptation, or it's not a horrible adaptation of the book, but it's not the greatest adaptation of any book that I've seen either. But it was still well done, and it kind of picked up on the pop culture pieces. The thing about it is, when you read a Grady Hendrix book, he is so specific in the details and the character development that, I mean, you really feel like you know these characters. And just like in that book specifically, he talked so much about pop cultural references from the 80s that it really reminded me of being back in the 80s again, you know, because that was kind of the time that I was growing up and things like that. And so I loved that book. And on the heels of that, I read, hold on a second, I read Horror Store, which is kind of a bunch of people that get stuck in a IKEA overnight, and all of this, it's not an IKEA, but it's a store similar to IKEA, and all of this like kind of like madness occurs overnight. And actually, this book doesn't get great reviews, but I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And then I read the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which he has explained, I believe, is like My Best Friend's Exorcism is the teenager's version, and the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires is like the mother's edition, or the adult edition, and it was fantastic, and I absolutely love that. I read it during the lockdown. It's one of my favorite books to this day. I don't ever read a book of his where I am disappointed. I mean, ever. And then the last book of his that I read was The Final Girl Support Group, and it was so interesting, and it was about a group of women that were in this support group, and this book is so fantastic, you guys. I mean, I've read other things that have tried to achieve this, but it's in different ways, but his is so well done. And so each woman in this group, if you took like Laurie Strode from Halloween, or, you know, different characters from different horror movies, and then you like made them real people that these events had happened to, that they based the movies on, that was a support group. And then there was somebody that was trying to kill off these women one by one out in the world, and that's what it was about. And it was so good, you guys. It was so good. It was like, I mean, it was just chef's kiss, fantastic read. So anyway, I have been waiting, and I wanted to get an advanced reader's copy of this, but I thought, no, I'll just wait till it comes out. So I wanted to read so bad How to Sell a Haunted House. And every year he always gets nominated for, you know, Horror Book of the Year and things like that. So anyway, here it is. Hold on a second. Oh shoot, what did I do? How to Sell a Haunted House. It came out January 17th of 2023. It's 419 pages. And this is what it says. Your past and your family can haunt you like nothing else. A hilarious and terrifying new novel from the New York Times bestselling author, which it just debuted at number 5 on the New York Times bestseller list. The hilarious and terrifying new novel from the New York Times bestselling author of The Final Girl Support Group. Every childhood home is haunted, and each of us are possessed by our parents. When their parents die at the tail end of the coronavirus pandemic, Louise and Mark Joyner are devastated, but nothing can prepare them for how bad things are about to get. The two siblings are almost totally estranged and couldn't be more different. Now, however, they don't have a choice but to get along. The virus has passed, and both of them are facing bank accounts ravaged by the economic meltdown. Their one asset? Their childhood home. They need to get it on the market as soon as possible because they need the money. Yet before her parents died, they taped newspaper over the mirrors and nailed shut the attic door. Sometimes we feel like puppets, controlled by our upbringing and our genes. Sometimes we feel like our parents treat us like toys or playthings or even dolls. The past can ground us, teach us, and keep us safe. It can also trap us and bind us and suffocate the life out of us. As disturbing events stack up in the house, Louise and Mark have to learn that sometimes the only way to break away from the past... hold on a second. As disturbing events stack up in the house, Louise and Mark have to learn that sometimes the only way to break away from the past, sometimes the only way to sell a haunted house is to burn it all down. I'm so excited, you guys. It's going to be so good. So anyway, let me know if you're going to read along with me in the comment section below. And I'm also going to be posting something probably this weekend over on Instagram announcing this book as the pick for Peter's Book Club for this month, for next month. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Anyway, and my reading is getting a little bit better. I mean, it's like slow. This month, I, hope to have finished 3 books by the end of this month, which is not what I was reading before, but it's a slow start back into what I was doing before. So anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.